Kia ora, good afternoon, and welcome to the Trafalgar Centre in Nelson, where the Mike Perry Nelson Giants are getting ready to take on the Taranaki Steel Formers Airs here at the Trafalgar Centre in downtown Whakatu, Nelson. Round 10 of the NZNBL rolls on. It's anyone's league in 2022. Kia ora, very good afternoon to you. Hugh Baden here alongside Nelson Giants legend Phil Jones. And Phil, in previous years, without really throwing any disrespect towards the Airs, you would say you'd be backing the Giants for a win, but this year, this Air side, so athletic, so potent on offensive end, this could go anyway.
Kia ora, Hugh. Great to be back in the Trafalgar Centre again. Look, exactly right. The Airs, they have got human highlight reels all over the place in their team, and you know, they've got a number of serious weapons on offense, and they can be a real problem for the Giants tonight. Obviously, Giants defensive-minded team, but they're going to have to be on top of their game tonight to contain the Airs.
They certainly are. Let's have a look, shall we, at the ladder so far in the NZNBL. Round 10, the Tuatara back to winning ways last night, so climb above the Giants at the top of the ladder. The Giants also with 8 wins and 2 games in hand on the Tuatara, so a win this afternoon would see them leapfrog back to the top. The Airs, one of the real wild cards of this top 6 race. Of course, remember in 2022, the top 6 make the playoffs, sitting 5-5 alongside the Franklin Bulls and ready to upset anyone's day are the Taranaki Airs. And we'll have a look at the games to come still in round 10. Directly after this one from Pukekohe, the Stockyard to be exact. From 7:30, the Franklin Bulls taking on the Canterbury Rams. That one live, of course, on Sky Sport as well as Prime. And tomorrow, 3 o'clock from the Yankee Centre in Dunedin, the Otago Nuggets taking on the Auckland Tuatara, who are fresh off a win in Southland, and then the Wellington Saints taking on the Airs. So a tough road trip double for the Airs. Nelson followed by Wellington on back-to-back days. Have a look at the starting lineup for the Steel Former Airs. And Richie Roger back from 3x3 duty with the 3x3 Tall Blacks at the World Cup. Will start alongside young, athletic, bouncy Carlin Davison. You can't miss him. He's about to throw down a dunk on your screen right there. The league's leading scorer, Anthony Hilliard, at 18 on the wing. And Javonte Douglas, a human highlight reel in the front court with Ty Wynyard also back from 3x3 duty. Let's hear from their head coach, Trent Adam.
Trent, welcome to Nelson. Obviously a big weekend for you guys. Double header, first game against the Giants. How's the team shaping up?
Yeah, really good. We got our Ty back in during the week, so it was great to sort of get him back in the fold, and we spent the latter part of the week sort of reintegrating him to 5-on-5, and we're looking forward to see how that looks tonight.
And obviously the Giants pose a little bit of pressure in the back court with their guards. Have you got a plan for them?
Yeah, they obviously Fitch is doing a great job with sort of getting up the floor and defending, so we're going to try and, I suppose, keep that to a minimum by having forwards bring the ball up when need be and get throw-aheads and bits and pieces to try and sort of alleviate some of that pressure.
All the best for the game. Cheers.
Thanks.
Quick correction, Richie Roger, of course, was a reserve for the 3x3 World Cup. My apologies to Richie. Been here with the Airs the entire time as we look at the starting lineup for the Mike Perry Nelson Giants tonight. Again, no change for the side that went 2-0 on a tough road trip last weekend in Auckland and Hawke's Bay. Jared West in the backcourt with Alex McNaught. Sam Thompson on the wing. The red hot from deep Sam Dempster in the front court with Trey Morning. And their head coach, Mike Fitchett.
Mike, Taranaki Airs roll into town tonight. Obviously, they're coming off the back of 4 wins. Got a pretty high-octane offense. How do you plan to stop that?
Yeah, they're tough. They're 3 imports: Marcel, Ty, Richie. They got a heck of a squad. So the pace they're playing at is going to be a real focus for us to try and slow them down. We've been pretty good executing our stuff offensively and trying to play with pace, but not necessarily take quick shots. So that'll be us again tonight if we can do that and limit our turnovers, which we've been pretty good at. Then that'll really help us.
And any injury concerns heading into the game? I've heard there's been a couple little sprained ankles and a sore shoulder.
Yeah, Nick Trathan's going to be out. We're going to make sure he's got a shirt on the bench today, though, so I think that's pretty important for him. But everyone else is healthy and ready to go.
All the best for the game.
Great to hear from both coaches ahead of this contest. Let's have a look, shall we, at the head-to-head tail of the tape, and we see really points against defense, the only real separation of these two teams, and this is 2 and 6 on the ladder, Phil.
Yeah, it's almost polar opposites, really. You know, the points against, to be fair, for the years could have been due to the start of their season where they were, you know, undermanned, so to speak, and they've got all of their squad now, and I'm sure that's slightly skewed a little bit, but from a points against perspective for the Giants, their defence is key tonight.
We talk about those two star guards at the bottom. Jared West, quite probably or possibly the best defensive player in the year so far. Anthony Hilliard, well, the top scorer in the league so far, so certainly one of, if not the best offensive player in the league so far.
Yeah, and that's going to be an intriguing battle tonight. Obviously, Hilliard is a very explosive scorer and can shoot the ball from distance, and Jared West is one of the toughest defenders in the league, so it's going to be a real battle between those two as well.
It is going to be a thrilling encounter tonight. And of course, these two teams, when they play for the Brian Rampton Memorial Trophy, which I'm holding up here, of course, in honour of the late Brian Rampton, who's the father of Tony and Damon Rampton, both two fantastic tall blacks in their own right. And Tony played for both these teams, and originally from Taranaki, the Rampton family. And Tony was a teammate of yours, both in black and in blue for the Giants.
Yeah, he was, and you know, great guy, Tony Rampton, great family. Obviously, Irene Rampton up in the Naki. We'll be hoping that the trophy hits back up there tonight, I imagine. But yeah, like, really nice to have something like this to play for between both teams, and I know that it is a real competition, particularly to get your hands on that trophy.
Won most recently by the Giants the last 4 years that it's been played for, not including 2020, of course, the showdown, where things are a little different with the draft as the teams get ready to take the court.
I'd like to think that the Giants have had the trophy more often than not since it came out.
What year did you finally retire?
I can't remember.
2010.
It's been a while.
Yeah, the Giants won it in 2010. The Giants won it then as the teams take the court. About to see the ball delivered by young Ellie, the mascot, tonight. And this Ayers team, said they can cause anyone trouble. When you bring someone like Sean Willett off the bench, who's averaging 22 points and 7.5 rebounds, that's a tough matchup for any team's second unit.
It is, you know, and a lot of the time you look at the team's bench points to see, you know, how their bench is contributing in the games, and often they're the part of the game that swings it in your favour or not. And you know, the Giants obviously don't have Nick Tratham tonight, out with a shoulder injury, and so that sort of, you know, diminishes their strength on their bench a little bit, not having him available to play. So it's definitely going to be a battle of the benches tonight, I think.
No Nick Tratham for the Giants, and still no Tom Ingham, of course, out for the season. We see the referees on the bottom left of your screen: Matt Bathurst, Callum Welch and Corey Hogg.
Javonte Douglas having a quick shirt change.
We're about to get underway here at the Trafalgar Centre. Trey Morning and Carlin Davison. Carlin Davison explodes off the mark, but a little too early, so the Giants will have the first possession of this one. We mentioned Sam Dempster in the build-up. He hit 13 free three-pointers last weekend, Phil, in the 2 games. 9 on the Friday night against the Tuatara as Trey Morning gets the scoring underway.
Yeah, Sammy's definitely hot at the moment, and I'm sure that he'll be a big topic of interest for the years, making sure he doesn't get too many open looks.
Carlin Davison had one, but threw it over the basket. His first look today, so Alex McNaught gets the board and brings it up for the Giants. Here is Dempster handing off to Sam Thompson. Tweaked his ankle in the week, did Sam Thompson, but seems to be showing no ill effects tonight as Alex McNaught gets a free lane and takes full advantage.
And Giants doing a good job of getting through their offensive sets at the moment, and he is just giving up a couple of easy looks at the basket.
He is looking for some stunts.
Richie Roger played for the Otago Nuggets last year before returning to the Ayers. Carlin Davison takes the contact and kisses it off the glass, so the Ayers are on the board.
And smart move by Davison. You know, obviously, first 3 was an air ball. Thought about it the second time, and then just put the ball on the floor and got to the hoop.
Big lob over the top.
This time
off the hands of the Ayers.
Steps it out of bounds. I cannot overestimate just how bouncy he is.
Yeah, only that jump ball. He had 2 swipes at it as he was going up.
Richie Roger will be under no illusions of how tough his assignment is tonight against Jared West. one of the front runners for MVP. Here's Trey Morning. His 3 ball doesn't go. Thompson eventually comes down with the board. McNaught, quick first step. Looks for a bit of help with 5 on the shot clock. It's Jared West. Deep 3 over Richie Roger. Too strong. Javonte Douglas, a human highlight reel in his return to the South NBL. Ty Wynyard, strong in that quick spin move, but not the finish, and McNaught comes down with a second rebound. Thompson, wide open in the corner, 3-pointer. That pass a little wayward, and out of bounds it goes. And it's interesting to see, Phil, just at this end, how Anthony Hilliard had to go out to Sam Dempster in one corner, which gave McNaught the lane, such as the threat that the Giants captain has been over the 2022 season.
Yeah, and just watching Hilliard from the start of the game, he's not leaving Sam Dempster alone at all, which is going to free up opportunities for guys to drive and get 2 feet in the paint. Nice look from Sam Thompson there, and he's been a real contributor since the first game, where he probably had a tough shooting night, but he's really come into his own game and got some nice form going currently.
Jared West just off the ball movement there, sent Richie Roger the wrong way. Yeah, it was almost like an off-ball ankle breaker.
It was.
Richie Roger having a laugh about it now.
Yeah. He still managed to get back in front, and Jared West definitely went reeling backwards when he got hit.
Scott Telford's coming on as Carlin Davison heads to the bench just with a slight grimace.
For the Taranaki Ears.
Not sure whether it's a grimace from anything wrong with him, or just the fact that he's been taken off reasonably early in the game.
Dempster in the corner, Hilliard with the closeout, and the active feet on defense. So they go inside to Trey Morning, do the Giants. They'll tap on the ball from Jones, enough to affect the shot. Thompson steps into another 3 off the back iron, and Marcel Jones comes down with a rebound. Here is Anthony Hilliard. Knocked out of bounds, so Ayers ball. Hilliard averaging 29.2 points this season.
And the games I've seen him play, he's done it very easily too, shooting at a high clip. Trey Morning gets the big size 15s out to prevent that pass. So Ayers ball again from the sideline, shot clock at 14. High pass from Jones to Hilliard under the hoop. Jared West called for the foul. Jared West, even though he's not a tall man, he is very difficult to post up. He's strong, he's got a low center of gravity, and he uses his body well and pushes the big guys off the block.
West, and he might have turned that ball over. He has got a hand to it, and it came off Javonte Douglas's foot. So, one of the front runners for Defensive Player of the Year, proving his wares early in this one.
Just talking to Coach Pitcher before the game, Jared West feeling a little bit beaten up.
Well, that was just taken off him. Jared West might have done himself a disservice on the floor. Good hand from Alex McNaught though, and West up, ready to shoot the 3. Rebound Dempster. Trey Morning bellowing for the ball down low. Jones comes with the help defense, which means Dempster down the lane takes the contact, and we'll go the routine to shoot 2. Bit of everything happening in the last minute of this game.
Yeah, just back to what I was saying about West. Coach Pitcher said that he's feeling a little bit banged up. He's got a bit of a sore ankle and sore knee, and you got to expect that from a guy that plays big minutes. I think he's averaging close to 30, almost 37 minutes a game. And for most of that time, he's pressuring the ball non-stop, and then he's getting pressured non-stop. So it's pretty impressive what he's done so far this season.
Averaging 36.5 minutes, 19.5 points, 4 rebounds, 7 assists, 3.5 steals. Great first season of his professional career, Jared West. Dempster makes them both, and it's a 9-2 lead to the Nelson Giants. Alex McNaught making Richie Rogers' life hard. Here's Marcel Jones, scored some points in this gym. And that baby hook doesn't go. Morning gets the rebound and cops a hand from Javonte Douglas, who owns up.
Just a little clip on the head there from Douglas. Almost would have been interesting to see if we'd let that play go, how it would have developed.
For those that keep a keen eye on the NZNBL social media channels would have seen the top 5 from round 9, including a one-handed putback from Javonte Douglas in their game against the Jets.
Yeah, his head was up by the rim on the putback.
Beaten only to the #1 play by a Mojave King three-quarter shot, court shot. As McNaught turns the corner. 5 on the shot clock. Ball's in the hand of Jared West. Downloaded Morning. Has to go up. It does just in time, but it doesn't drop. Morning comes down with the board though. Goes up with his left and 1 for Trey Morning, who'll head to the Resine foul line.
A tough one there for the Ears. The ball just clipped the rim on the way down and put everyone off their timing for the rebound. And Morning just stays with it and comes up with a rebound and a putback and 1.
Sean Willett off the bench as Ty Wynyard re-enters the game. We saw Sean Willett warming up, Phil. First time seeing Willett in the flesh for us. Another man not short of athleticism. Looks like he could be an NFL running back.
He does. Yeah, he's definitely a physical-looking character.
Easily 2-foot standing dunks in warm-up. Here he is, gets the handoff from Wynyard. Alex McNaught trying to stay in front of him. Willett uses Ty Wynyard as a barricade beautifully, and Wynyard tidies up the finish. Morning at the top, hands it off to McNaught. He turns the corner. Wynyard does enough to affect the shot. Willett brings it the other way for the Ears. Hilliard round the Wynyard screen. Shot doesn't go, but it will be Giants ball. And Ty Wynyard's re-entry into the game instantly. The Ears using him as just a big piece of meat to run around.
Yeah, he's definitely a tall piece of timber out there, and he's a good screener. You know, he had a coming off the back of a very good 3x3 tournament. But I think he'll be a little bit tired because he's had quite a lot of travel in the last week.
4 on the shot clock for Sam Thompson. 2-point range. Strains it over Marcel Jones. Sam Thompson for 2.
Sponsored by Hubbard Sporting. So no way to go. And hit nothing but the bottom of the net.
Willett sees a bit of space. Past McNaught is fouled.
And Alex McNaught just a little bit guilty there of showing Willett the lane. There was a screen coming from his other side, and he just, rather than force him into the screen, he forced him away from it. And,
so his free throw on the Resine line will happen after the timeout, as we see the foul called on Alex McNaught.
Just a little bit of a tough angle to see what was going on there. Reasonably good start here from the Giants, and I think Coach Fisher will be reasonably happy. Nice to see Trey Morning knocking down a few shots early. Obviously, points have been a bit of a struggle for him recently, and got off to a good start in the last home game, but sort of fell away due to foul trouble.
You see the Ears huddle, and Phil, it's not often we see people in this gym who are more decorated than yourself, but Pera Cameron, assistant coach for the Ears, of course a FIBA Hall of Famer, won 9 NBL championships as a player, 2 as a coach, head coach of the Tall Blacks, now assistant coach of the Ears as well. First to get his hand in to the huddle. Former teammate of yours, good friend of yours of course, and great to see PC back in Nelson.
I was going to say I've never heard of him, but yeah, great guy PC, and obviously very decorated, and for the fact that he is an extremely good player, and he's played on some, played on and with some very good teammates, and done some amazing things on the basketball court, and great to have a guy like him in the gym, and obviously the coaching staff for the Ears, and recently, most recently is Thursday for the Tall Blacks. Him sharing his knowledge with those players is, is brilliant for those guys to learn.
Certainly turned heads everywhere he's walked in the gym. Nelson fans happy to see him. Probably happier to see him as an opposing coach as they were as an opposing player back in the day.
He's rocked a few heads too.
That's well, it makes them both from the free throw line. 13-6, the Giants lead. Under 5 to go in this first quarter. Giants looking to reclaim top spot on the ladder as we approach the part of the season where we start talking about head-to-head. What a pass from Sam Dempster to Sam Thompson. Thompson finishes with an exclamation point.
Yeah, really well executed play there out of the timeout for the Giants. It's a play they've used a number of times throughout the season.
Davison going in hard at Riley Benjamin. Foul called on Benjamin.
Yeah, tough one for Benjamin, but I think that's actually the right call. Riley saw the charge coming, but he just put his hands in there. If he just sort of stood on the tracks and taken the charge from the train that was heading straight at him, probably would have been a charge.
Well, the Giants almost daring Carlin Davison to shoot the 3 ball. Here, Mike Fitch to say, Riley, just stay in the key. Knowing what a threat he is with the ball on the floor.
Yeah, you do need to leave the key, though, because he'll probably jump over you if you don't.
Yeah. He misses his second, but time when he cleans it up. Dempster eventually coming down with the ball for the Giants. Chad West calls out the play as he brings the ball up. Willett paying close attention to him. Here's Thompson. That pass just picked off by Carlin Davison.
They've got away with a little carried ball here.
Hilliard. Marcel Jones. Good hand from Jared West, and it remains Ayers' possession. Anthony Hilliard yet to score in this one, the league's leading scorer.
I think I've only seen him take 1 shot for the game so far. It's definitely a focus of the Giants, Hilliard.
Jones steps into that 3 ball and rattles it in. Marcel Jones from beyond the arc.
And he's another guy you've got to watch. If he gets going, his confidence gets up. He can be pretty tough offensively.
Here's Morning, looking to go to work on Wynyard. Willett comes with the help, and Morning perhaps gets a little fortuitous, but gets away with 2 points.
Yeah, he stuck with it, managed to come up with a second opportunity.
Great initial defense from Ty Wynyard and Sean Willett. As those two look to combine on the offensive end, and it's the Ayers' turn to pick up the rebounding ball. Willett goes to work on Morning. Dempster comes down with the ball, but is clattered by Carlin Davison.
From the crowd. So I think Sam Dempster just took a big shot in the back. Looking a little bit ginger. Still ready to bring the ball up as the Giants captain. Riley Benjamin from the corner. Rattles around but doesn't go in. Dempster with the offensive rebound, as he has done so often in 2022. Four on the shot clock for Morning. Gets Wynyard up in the air, no whistle. And Jones comes down with the ball. Screen from Wynyard. As Hilliard goes to the hoop and finishes, and that's his first points of the afternoon. Yep. A couple of points he had to work pretty hard to get to, so I think the Giants won't be too disappointed with that.
Quick first step from Benjamin. Drives, and there's the athleticism of Davison. Pins it onto the backboard. Oh, and there's the quick hands of West. Wynyard on him. And away go the Ayers the other way. Jones driving. Thompson comes down with the ball. Technical foul here on Giants coach Mike Fitchett. Mike Fitchett not happy, thinking that there was a travel from Marcel Jones at one end and a foul on Jared West at the other end.
Yeah, and I think Coach Fitchett just showing his emotions there a little bit, and picking up a foul. Obviously, something you can't do is just go directly at a referee and give him a bit of a spray, and that was just something we saw right on the back of the screen there on that replay. Was Coach Fitchett making his feelings felt.
For this one of the year? For Coach Fitchett?
Oh, yeah?
I think it is.
I think it might be, yeah. I'm sure it's one that he won't be proud of.
Spent the week with the Tall Blacks, part of their coaching staff. Did Mike Fitchett, former Tall Black, of course, himself, 55 times. So Tom Gargiulio was running Giants practice this week, the assistant coach. Four-point game, minute 30 to go in the first quarter. Here's Sam Thompson, thought about the three, but instead passes it back to Jared West. West pass fake to Morning and then finds Benjamin. That doesn't drop. Willett with the board. Looking for Carlin Davison.
And Sam Dempster, great job there, just getting back and disrupting that pass. It's good to see Riley Benjamin taking those shots in the corners. That, playing him in club basketball, he's usually deadly from that position. So I'm sure that he'll keep firing them up.
Jared West putting one up from three. He can't get it to go. Yet to score is West in this one with under a minute to go in the first quarter. Nice pass from Davison to Willett. That's Richie Roger from the corner. Benjamin with the long rebound. McNaught and Tyler Marsh ready to check in for the Giants if they have time. 40 seconds to go in the first quarter. Thompson into Morning. Trey Morning just missing the left-hand dunk and it just bouncing out of there. That's one he'll want back.
Yeah, he'll be disappointed with that one not going in.
Hilliard around the Aaron Bailey-Knoll screen. Ticked up to over 300 games in the NBL, Aaron Bailey-Knoll last year. That basket won't count.
And he is the ultimate competitor, Aaron Bailey-Knoll. He plays super hard. And he's one of those guys, one of those heavy guys. When he sets a screen, he's set a screen. You feel it.
In the Nick Barrow category for strongest screens in the league, I'd suggest.
Let's make some noise, Nelson.
That's Aaron Bailey-Knoll, the one they call Auntie, is at the Rosine foul line and makes his first.
He has just done a good job here just to weather the Giants' storm and manage to get themselves back into this quarter.
Second one rattles out and Morning comes down with it. So Jared West will bring the ball up for the Giants for the last time in the first quarter. Three on the clock. West under duress. Can't get it to go. That'll do us. Quarter time here at the Trafalgar Centre. And it's the Nelson Giants who lead 17-14 over the Taranaki Airs. Second quarter to come after the break here on Sky Sport.
Soul's Pizza. We've got pizza to give away. Ladies and gentlemen, give them a round of applause. Nico and Ray. It's the Soul's Pizza Steal. They're going to make a shot, then come back, grab a slice, and they can do that as many times as they can in 60 seconds, and your time starts now. Go! Of course, they both play for the Multi-Wicket Buckets. That's their team, so they... I'm thinking there's going to be a bit of pizza to be eaten between these two. Both have made one. And for the next one, Ray's made the second, Nico's made the second. Another one for both. 30 seconds to go. Just throw it down there, doesn't matter, get it in, there we go. Pushing for another one. It is in. Ray's still hoping for another, there it is. You've just about got an entire pizza. And you've got 10 seconds. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That is it. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. Give them a round of applause, please. Nico and Ray. Here we go. We will do it again, of course, next home game, and you never but know. It could be you that manages to steal the deal, the pizza. Thanks to our friends at Soul's. Somebody, of course, at three-quarter time, going to have a crack at shooting for $2,000 cash. Thanks to Mike Pirro.
Welcome back to the Trafalgar Centre. Second quarter about to get underway here. The Giants lead the Airs 17-14. Sam Thompson doing the early damage alongside Trey Morning for the Giants. The scoring very well spread among the Airs.
Willet's really had an impact since he's come into the game. You know, we talked about his points and offensive output, but I think it's just his explosiveness and strength at getting to the hoop. He's pretty tough to contain.
And here he is, ball in hand, starting the second quarter. Tyler Marsh has hit the deck, not sure how, so Richie Roger gets a wide open three and drains it.
He may just tripped over Javonte Douglas's foot.
Dempster finds Thompson. Here's Morning, handing off to Tyler Marsh. Marsh puts up a three. Drains it, Tyler Marsh from beyond the arc. Always a popular man here at the Trafalgar Centre, former Waimea College student. As Willett fires back with one of his own, can't get it to go. West comes down with the board. Here's Marsh again, as McNaught gets ready to check back into the game. That pass just a little wayward, but Dempster does well to tidy up. Marsh gets the switch he wants and is fouled by Carlin Davison.
Just hands on there by Davidson, and Marsh on the floor again. Those purple shoes might be slightly slippery potentially.
So J.R. West takes the seat. Alex McNaught back into the game. And Sam Thompson will get us back underway. McNaught round a Morning screen. 6 on the shot clock. Morning. 3 ball, too strong. Douglas with the board. And the Airs will have a chance to tie it up at the start of the second quarter. Willett back to Davison. Davison from the corner. Strong, big rebound from Wynyard, and he's fouled by Tyler Marsh.
Yeah, it's pretty obvious from the Giants that they're wanting Carlin Davidson to shoot the ball from deep, and he is capable of knocking down shots. So the preferred option is to make him shoot from deep. Just see Ty Wynyard just too big on the boards there.
Defense.
Here's JJ Douglas. Pulls up from the baseline. Thompson with the defense and the rebound. Dempster back to Morning. Tyler Marsh crosses over Richie Roger and pulls up from 2-point territory. Tyler Marsh with a couple of nice buckets.
And the possession before, I thought he should have shot it earlier, and especially after making his first three. It's definitely something that Tyler Marsh can do, is he can score the basketball when he gets going and he's confident.
Willett driving aggressively. Oh, that rebound tipped almost everyone's hands. Davison turns down this 3 ball. Instead they go over to Javonte Douglas. He does shoot this one, and he drains it. It's Willett and McNaught tussle off the ball.
He just threw Willett to the ground. Threw McNaught to the ground, Willett.
Here's McNaught. Dempster's first 3 ball attempt with this one. Doesn't go. Carlin Davison shooting 26% from beyond the arc in 2022.
Yeah, his strength as a slasher, rebounder, penetrate to the basket.
Alley-oop finisher.
Yeah, catch way above the rim and dunk it on someone's head.
So J.R. West check back into the game out there with McNaught, Marsh, Dempster and Morning for the Giants. For the Airs, it's Roger Davison, Hilliard Douglas and Marcel Jones. And here's Javonte Douglas looking to make the most of a mismatch against Alex McNaught. That's just that, earns a foul. Second foul for Alex McNaught, former St. Kitts college student.
And that's called a shooting foul.
And it's Javonte Douglas who'll go to the line, looking for his first points in this one, averaging 20.8 points this season.
So he is definitely getting a lot of output from the imports, all averaging over 20 points a game.
So far tonight, all kept relatively quiet in albeit a low-scoring affair. The Giants have taken 8 more shots than the Airs. As Douglas can't get off the mark with his first one.
And the Giants managed to, cause a few turnovers, and they've got a couple of offensive rebounds that will give them a few additional shots.
Can't get a second one to go either, so Douglas remains on a bagel. Stempster brings down rebound number 4. Marshoff back-to-back buckets, finds Morning. Turned down the wide-open 3 to Trey Morning. Instead goes to work on Jones in the post. Marcel Jones using all his experience to come away, and look out here. Javonte Douglas throws it down with one hand.
Douglas making a statement.
Just one hip movement too many from Richie Roger, who might be bewildered. But we had a pretty good view of that one.
Just a little butt check as he went by.
Second foul for Richie.
Just a little clip of the athleticism of Javonte Douglas there on that fast break, and almost didn't look like he was really trying on that dunk.
There's Jared West at pace, going right into the tall timber and finishing off the glass. Fresh off the bench, Jared West. His first points of this one. Pass tipped by Sam Thompson or Jared West. Can't quite see, but either way, it's Ayers' ball.
That may have been Jared West's first points of the game, was it? That first 2 points?
Certainly was. And Scott Telfer just losing possession there. Hilliard tidying up, baseline spin, and the finish for Anthony Hilliard. He has 5 now. Here's Tyler Marsh, probing along the baseline. Thompson for 3, that's short. And that will be Ayers' ball, deemed to come off Trey Morning. .24 apiece, approaching the halfway point in the second quarter, and both teams really struggling, Phil, to find any kind of rhythm. It's quite a disjointed affair.
Yeah, the Giants started off reasonably well the first 3 or 4 possessions of the game, but then the Airs have definitely settled into their defense and managed to shut the Giants down.
Hilliard going to work. West did well. Hilliard called for a foul, just to push in the back on the rebound, and I think he knows it, judging by his facial expression as he walked away.
And
so West with the good defense.
The Airs are making a real target of trying to post Jared West up. I think that's one of the ways that they can see getting him into foul trouble and making him less effective in the game.
Here he is on the other side, driving under duress, and the Airs do well. 3 of them up there, defending at the rim. Douglas had several thoughts about a 3 ball. Jordan Schwager out there for the Giants, and it's McNaught who comes away with it 2-on-1. Thompson with a Euro step of some proportion, and the finish. An offensive foul on Marcel Jones at the other end.
And that Sam Thompson layup, he just went sideways about 2 meters.
See the GJ Gardner Holmes replay of Jordan Schwager having a clap. And Callum Welch calling the foul. We're back at the live action. Thompson round a West screen this time. Sam Thompson, turnaround jumper in the post, and that's wet from Sam Thompson.
Lovely post-up move.
Jared West causing some serious trouble for Sean Willett. Douglas 3 ball just quietens the Trafalgar Centre.
They're just hanging around the Airs.
This crowd wants it. Really fire up and see another Giants run, but the Airs just, as you say, Phil, hanging around as Tyler Marsh puts another 3-ball up. This time it doesn't drop. Rebounded by Douglas. Willett off to the races. And he puts the 3-ball up, high off the back iron. And Alex McNaught just tips it out of bounds. So the Airs will go again from the baseline.
He is doing a good job pressuring the offensive rebounds. Every shot goes up. They've always seemed to have someone down there in the low block trying to contest with the offensive boards.
When you're back into the game and right into good position, but Schwalger matches him well. Got a forearm to the face for his troubles. It's Sam Thompson just laying it up.
Slides to safety under the hoop.
Douglas the other way. Willett fouled by Schwalger.
Foul called on Schwalger.
I feel like the pace of the game has picked up quite a bit in the last few minutes.
Well, both these teams are trying to respond in kind in every possession. If someone shoots a 3, the other teams do the same. If they drive early in the shot clock, right back at you. As we see the foul here from Schwalger.
Yeah, just caught him on the arm, but great little backdoor cut there by Willett.
This is his free throw. 5 for 10 now, the Airs from the Racine line.
We have the Nelson crowd with their thunderous feet on the stands.
Here's West. Scott Telfer having to look after Jared West and does a good job on that possession. And the Airs straight away, a fast break. Oh, that pass from Douglas. Telfer has to go and get like a wide receiver. And that's a nice finish from Willett.
Willett's tough when he puts his head down and gets to the basket. That quick first step.
30 apiece, just over 3 minutes to go here in the first half. McNaught bounces it off his knee, but Thompson clears it up.
And I'm pretty sure that went through one of the Taranaki players' legs, straight to Thompson.
And Sean Willett just looks up to the heavens and goes, come on, help me out. That's a tough one to wear after Alex McNaught bounced it off his knee. Ended up being a beautiful assist. And we have a timeout here. The Giants up by 2, 32-30.
Looked like something out of the N1 mixtape.
The school bench. You make a whole lot of noise, he will throw it your way. The louder you are, the better the chance you're going to get it. And I'm going to say thank you to GJ Gardner Holmes, giving us the balls.
Sam Thompson leading the way, Phil. The only player in double digits, in fact, with 15 points. So almost half of the Nelson Giants points have come from the Chicago native.
Yeah, and he's doing a really good job of getting himself to positions on the floor where he can score from. You know, you've seen him knock down a 3 and then get himself on the post, but he's also been really active off the ball as well, and making a couple of good cuts and receiving a couple of good passes, even though one of them came off a knee. But and he's running the lanes well, so he's doing a good job of getting himself in the right spots.
Well, the stats pretty even as is the score. Points from turnovers, both teams with 6 points in the paint. The Giants with 18, the Airs with 12. Second chance points, 6 for the Giants, 5 to the Airs, so not much separating these two. And it's a 2-point game with 3 minutes to go in the first half.
Yeah, we have those head-to-head stats we talked about, Taranaki's points against, and definitely not looking like a team that's going to give up 88 points tonight.
Well, it's a big weekend for the Airs. Of course, they head over the Cook Strait to the capital city to take on the Wellington Saints tomorrow, as Jared West is called for a foul and seems to have copped one to the temple. Second foul on West.
May have just ran into an arm or an elbow as he was trying to get through that gap.
So both McNaught and West on 2 fouls now, Phil. 2 defensive leaders for the Giants in their backcourt. And here's Hilliard for 3 off the back iron. Marsh does well to tap that back on the Giants side. And here he is, the other side. Turning down the 3-pointer. Gets the ball back. Pulls for a screen from Schwager, gets it. This time he puts the 3-ball up. Tyler Marsh just off to the right.
They look good out of the hand too.
They go at West again. And this time an offensive foul hook called on Willett. And Jared West looks right at the coaching staff of the ears and claps and smiles. I think he's worked out what they're doing as well.
Yeah, well, they're just definitely looking to post him up as any opportunity they get. And he's a competitor though. You know, he's not giving anything away easy.
Trent Adam just yelling at his team to run their stuff. Stop going off script. Sam Dempsey gets ready to check back in. Thompson, Marsh in the corner. This three ball does go. Tyler Marsh playing a much more active role on offense in this game, I guess, in the absence of Nick Trathon, Phil.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, these guys are going to get more minutes, and you know, this is his chance to make his mark and show Coach Fitcher that he's a guy that he can rely on and give, you know, earn more minutes in the next few games.
Sean Willett only just got over halfway before an 8-second violation was called, and Anthony Hilliard turnaround jumper, bucket counts, he'll go to the line, and that's the third foul for Alex McNaught. So Alex McNaught makes his way to the bench. It's a slight headache for Mike Fitcher for the rest of this game. So Jared Burnett enters the game, Phil. May have played just a couple of minutes in the first or second week. Played a game for the Rams last year, number 2 for the Giants.
Yeah, and
there he is on the right of your screen.
Yeah, not many people will know Jared, but he's actually a real competitor, and you know, he'll come out here and he'll work hard, he'll play hard defense, and given an opportunity on offense, he's pretty tough as well.
Student at Lincoln University. Here's Trey Morning. Can't get the finish after the nice find from West. Willett to Douglas. That'll be a 2 if it goes. It doesn't. Dempster with the rebound. And then he draws a foul from Sean Willett.
He may have initially had his hands on the ball, but the end part was pretty sure he had Sam Dempster's arm.
For the ears, Javonte Douglas back on the bench.
Second foul on Willett.
And also Richie Roger.
You see those who just get tangled up on the GJ Gardner Holmes replay. There's the bonus. So Dempster shooting and makes his first. Second one doesn't go, and Jones comes down with the ball.
Minute to go. First half of the game. Here's looking for some spots.
There's Hilliard, legal screen from Aaron Bailey-Knoll as he sends Sam Thompson to the floor. Timeout, I think, from the Taranaki ears as players just look around discussing.
By the Taranaki Mountaineers. At 36-33. Don't forget, of course, the Micah Nelson Giants bar is open. It will be
so 36-33, a 3-point lead to the Giants as Trent Adam wants to talk it over with his team.
Also wine from Hunter's Wines.
With some animation.
Alcohol and non-alcoholic options available as well. Of course, thanks to
Mike Fitcher takes a seat to talk to the Mike Perry Nelson Giants, looking to regain top spot on the NZNBL ladder with 5 rounds to go after this one, Phil. 2/3 of the season done. Gone like a flash, and now, of course, with Tauihi Basketball Aotearoa around as well. Plenty of basketball to be seen as Perry Cameron now leads the huddle.
It's probably got to be a bit of a tough one for Trent Adams. You know, having Pero there, and you know, also Pero allowing Trent to be the head coach, and I'm sure they need to probably have a few chats about that balance and making sure that they get that right. But yeah, just talking about the Tauihi Basketball Aotearoa, there's a lot of basketball happening at the moment on our screens on Sky TV. So if you love basketball, you're going to see plenty of it.
You certainly are. 69 games to go, I think, in the next 58 days. Every one of them live on Sky. Another cracking Tauihi game this afternoon between the Tokomanoa Queens, who got a win in their first ever game over the Phi by 4 points. At one point, it was an 18-point lead. So a great comeback from the Phi. And back underway here in Nelson. Here's Sam Thompson, leads all scorers, looking to add 2 more to his tally. Gets a second stab at it, but Jones eventually comes down with it for the Airs. They trail by 3, 45 seconds to go in this first half. Here's Richie Roger round the screen. Hilliard. Colin Davison from the wing. That's going to be short. Jones comes down with it and gets it to go.
It's a tough one for the Giants. They did all they needed to do on the defensive end. Just couldn't come up with a rebound.
Morning stepping into the lane and finishing almost in slow motion as he does.
He's got some long legs to take 2 big slow steps.
4 to go in this first half. A deep 3 from Hilliard. Doesn't go. Who's come down with that one? Colin Davison. But there's the buzzer. Half time. 38-35. The Giants lead. A close one here. A low scoring one. A disjointed one from both teams. Such has been the defensive effort. But it's the Giants on the back of 15 points from Sam Thompson.
Once again, a big thank you to you for coming along and supporting tonight.
Who have the advantage, and we can hear from Sam Thompson now. He's with Phil Jones.
And of course, next Saturday it is going to be a big one.
Scouting the year's pretty good, and that scouted you pretty good. It's been a real battle out there. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, man. You know, at this point in the season, there are really no surprises. So it's about who's tougher, who executes better. We know their guys. We know what they can do offensively. We don't want to let them beat us, and that's what we're doing right now.
And personally for you, your game, it looks like you're really settled into your game, and you're feeling pretty good about things.
Yeah, man. You know, it always takes time to mesh with a new team, but you know, all 5 guys on the floor, all guys on the bench, we're in sync right now. We're rolling. We're gelled together. So trying to put together another win.
All right, well done. Good luck for second half. Tyler, obviously Nick Trathan out, Tom Ingham out. You get an opportunity to come out on the floor. You knock down a few shots. How are you feeling?
Yeah, no, it's good. Like, Fitch always ingrains us. Someone goes down, it's next man up. Come out there, the boys instill that confidence in me to shoot the ball, step up and knock it in.
Yeah, obviously playing in the Night Riders with myself and Hugh Bainan, you know, that's obviously giving you a lot of confidence.
Oh, for sure. Playing alongside you, mate.
All right, good luck for the second half.
And I can get some shots up too.
Thank you, Phil. Great to hear from the players at half-time. And half-time it is, so as the entertainment gets underway here at the Trafalgar Centre, we'll take a quick break and be back with some stats here on the home of sport, Sky Sport. 38-35, the Giants lead the Airs.
Once again, ladies and gentlemen, round of applause. Electrics cheerleaders heading off to competition very, very soon. Hence the reason it was all very hush-hush. You've had an exclusive tonight.
Probably don't want to give up the odd back cut here and there, but we can stay on the body and do a good back cut. You really will it. I think you don't have to be out pushing him. But if you are, so half-field defense good, full court. How's that defense?
Welcome back to the Trafalgar Centre, where the Nelson Giants lead the Taranaki Airs 38-35 here at half-time. Plenty to talk about for both these sides. As Mike Fitchett talks it over with his Giants team. Cuban here alongside Phil Jones, and Phil, it's a low-scoring affair. Both teams' scouts coming into effect very well.
Yeah, I think so. I think that's one of the questions I asked Sam Thompson. It seems like both teams have scouted each other very well and making it quite difficult for each other offensively. But this time, like Sam said, at this stage of the season, you know everybody, you know what they can do, you know what they're bringing. There's no new players, so it's easier to scout and you understand what they're going to bring to the game. But I'm sure that Coach Fitchett will be talking about the things that they need to work on in the second half that are going to get them the win, as the years will be as well. I think it's going to be a real battle right down to the wire.
I think we're starting to see just a little hint of playoff basketball at this point in the season. So hopefully we can do some stats here at half time. Giants lead the 38-35. Sam Thompson tracing players in double digits, leading away from the spread. Getting out of this team to run their stuff, but maybe that's illustrated in the lack of assists of not running the offense. But as always, Marcel Jones has his fingerprints over almost every statistical category in the game. I swear, I could not mention Marcel Jones' name once in the game, but still almost get a triple double.
Yeah, he's that kind of player that just goes about his business without really making too much noise, and he's got it comfortably get a double double those games.
He gets 5 points and 9 rebounds at the half. It's the Giants who lead only by 3 though in this tight one, with some heavy top 6 implications for both teams. 38-35. Third quarter to come after the break on Sky Sports.
On board yet again with the Mike Nelson Giants for 2022. And of course on that, somebody here at three-quarter time tonight will get the chance to shoot for $2,000 cash. It's a lot of coin, $2,000 in the back pocket. First thing you do with $2,000 in the back pocket, probably get a big wallet or a very comfy chair, because it could be very uncomfortable sitting down. And right now, I'm looking for that person. In fact, I'm in block F. There's a person that is sitting right in front of me that has absolutely no idea that I'm sitting right behind him. I believe his name is Shane. Hi, Shane. G'day, Shane. Hi. $2,000 at three-quarter time. One shot from halfway. Have you ever done it before? Ever made a shot from halfway before? Once. Okay, well, all we need you to do is do it once more. Do that, and $2,000 is yours, thanks to Mike Pero. Are you up for it, Shane? No worries. Good as gold. Good as gold. He said good as gold. Good as gold. Give him a round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. Block F, Shane.
Well, welcome back to the hangar. The Nelson Giants taking on the Taranaki Airs here. Third quarter, just over a minute away. The Giants lead 38-35. Hugh Bain here alongside Phil Jones. The players out there for the warm-ups ahead of the third quarter. And the message from Mike Fitchett. What do you think, Phil? It would have been at half-time.
Well, I think he's probably wanting them to do much of the same defensively. You know, they've done a pretty good job on the big three for the years, and you know, done not a bad job defensive rebounding. Offensively, they probably need to get a little bit more out of other than Sam Thompson. They need a little bit more out of Morning and Jared West. Jared's been pretty quiet, but again, you know, both teams are scouted very well. Both teams are trying to take out the key players from each team, and then it really gives opportunities to the guys like Tyler Marsh. You know, he's stepped in and he's had a pretty good first half.
And Jared West averaging 19.5 points for the season, just 2 at half-time, just a couple of assists as well. Trey Morning, 8 points, 4 rebounds, and Sam Dempster, who was red hot last weekend in round 9, just the 3 points at half-time, 5 rebounds though for the Giants captain. And the Airs, as we said, no one in double digits yet for the Airs. As we're seeing a bit of a coaching chess match out there, Phil, between Trent Adam and Mike Fitchett.
Yeah, 100%. You know, Sam Dempster's 3 points didn't come from a three-pointer either. It was 3 free throws. So, you know, the Airs have definitely done a job on him and making sure that he doesn't get any catch-and-shoot situation where he's got an opportunity to have a good look at the rim.
So the players making their way back out onto the court, the third quarter about to get underway. West, McNaught, Thompson, Dempster and Morning out there for the Giants. Roger, Davison, Hilliard, Douglas and Ty Wynyard for the Airs. There's a tightly contested affair so far. Jared West will look to get himself going early. Those almost trademark deep three-pointers of his not dropping so far tonight.
No, tough one to kind of take straight out of the changing room.
And Douglas gets the first points of the second half. McNaught out there on 3 fouls early in the third. West on 2 for the Giants as Trey Morning deputises to his point guard. Quick change of direction. And Alex McNaught's 3-ball from the corner is good.
And that's something Alex McNaught's done quite well in the last 3 or 4 games, as he's been able to knock down that 3-ball for the Giants. And that's not really part of his game, but something he's definitely developing as he sort of gets into his career.
Hilliard looking to strike one straight back, but it's off the front iron and comes off the arm of Ty Wynyard.
The Giants won't want to give Hilliard too many of those looks. Once he gets going, he's pretty tough.
Slight pause as Alex McNaught's shoes get done up and we're back underway. McNaught looks for West. Richard Roger on him. Morning comes to set the screen. And that pass somehow collected by Morning, but Ty Wynyard does very well. Morning will go again. He can't get it to drop. So here comes Douglas. Sam Thompson with some help to prevent the transition bucket. It's Richie Roger, tucks it under his arm, drives, and that's a smart finish from Richie Roger.
Yeah, tidy finish by Roger there.
Morning. Hands off to McNaught. Thought about another 3-pointer instead. Puts the ball on the floor. Jared West steps on the sideline.
Just getting a little bit out of their offensive set, the Giants here, and I think that's a credit to the Airs defense. Just pushing them away from their options that they want.
Here's Wynyard. Hands it off to Roger. Roger just gets a little bit of space and takes full advantage by draining the 3-ball. And the Airs take the lead, 42-41. First time this evening. Morning. Alex McNaught scampers in. He'll claim it's a pass. And again, a step on the baseline, this time from Trey Morning. So back-to-back turnovers from the Giants.
And Trey Morning just telling Alex McNaught to shoot that one, and I think he's right. You know, he just made one from the opposite corner. He's got to give himself another opportunity, given the space that the years are giving him.
Roger fires it over to Davison. Davison into the lane at Morning. Takes the contact and finishes well. Just Carlin Davison.
He is just going on a bit of a run here, scoring the last few possessions.
West, Thompson. His three ball off the front line, rattles around. Morning comes down with it. That one rattles in and out, and just a lid on the bucket for the Giants at the start of this third quarter. And he is looking to take advantage.
We might see a timeout here if there's another score from the...
Hilliard slips, hits the deck hard, and here comes Jared West at pace. Tosses it up for Thompson, but Carlin Davison just goes and stops that potential alley-oop. And Alonzo Morning, Trey Morning I should say, can't get it to go. Hilliard, this will be an early third quarter dagger, and it is. And everything going the way of the Airs this Morning. Eventually draws the whistle. Foul called on Ty Wynyard, so Morning will go the line to shoot two.
I think the Giants may have just been arguing the fact that Hilliard 3 was a 2. So here Trey Morning just a little Euro step and Ty Wynyard just tying him up.
So Morning will go to the Racine.
Something about basketball is it's definitely a game of runs, and we haven't seen any runs until now. And the Airs sort of the first team to put together, you know, an offensive run which has managed to get them this lead.
Morning misses his first free throw, so the lid remains for the Giants. And he makes his second as Schwalger relieves Morning of his duties. 9.6 rebounds for Trey so far in this one. Sean Willett back into the game for the Airs. They lead by 5 to Taranaki. Sitting 5-5 on the ladder in 6th position at the moment as Willett looks down low. Marcel Jones, great position, and appreciates the assist.
That's that man Marcel Jones again, just quietly going about his business.
McNaught, Dempster, 8 on the shot clock. Sam Dempster finally gets a bit of space for a 3 ball. That one doesn't go. Let it rebound from Douglas. Here flowing behind him. As Marcel Jones picks up the long rebound. Douglas just sneaks around the defense to come away with it and is fouled. Sam Dempster the culprit. As everything's coming up Millhouse for the Taranaki Airs. Timeout called by the Nelson Giants. 49-42, they trail.
What we were supposed to see there was the foul on Sam Dempster, I think, on the rebound. But interestingly, we see the Giants timeout. They've taken the whole team out onto the court. And generally that's a sign of a spray from a coach. When
That's exactly what it is.
It's away from the crowd.
In the NZNBL rules, that means the camera's not allowed in the timeout, in the huddle. So Mike Fitchett has read his rulebook and knows if he stands up with his team, no camera is allowed in. So that may be a wake-up call the Giants need after a tough start to this third quarter. Meanwhile, the Airs, things going their way over the last 4.5 minutes. And they've taken a lead.
The Airs have definitely come out with more intent on the defensive end. They're making it really difficult for the Giants to just even get 2 feet in the paint, you know, through any type of penetration or post-up, which is forcing a lot of long shots and long shots late in the shot clock position, which again makes it even tougher and more pressure for those guys to shoot and knock them down.
Sean Willett will get us back underway here 7-point lead to the Taranaki Airs here at the Trafalgar Centre in Nelson. And here's Willett. Alex McNaught on 3 fouls. Dempster goes to help, and West comes away with the ball after the wayward pass. Thompson trying to find a bit of space, but Douglas does well to stay in front of him. 10 on the shot clock for West. Sizes up Marcel Jones. Step back 3. Down it goes to Jared West. And will that be what he needs to get himself going in this one?
And Coach Fitchett says that West is one of those guys that he knows when things are not going right at practices, and he picks up the intensity, so the Giants will be looking to him to do the same thing here.
Here's Willett driving at Thompson. Finishing as well, under duress. Sean Willett. Thompson puts the Jets on. West wants the screen from Schwalger, gets it. Fires it across to Sam Dempster. And here's Thompson out in front. Douglas with a good closeout, but Manort scampers over to get that rebound. Dempster from the wing. His 3-ball rattles in. Sam Dempster for 3, and that gets this Giants crowd just a little bit more energized.
First real opportunity to have a real good look at the hoop, and he knocks it down.
And just a slight increase in energy and noise, Phil, to the left of us from the Giants bench. As Hilliard will go to work on McNaught, desperate not to give away another foul. Carlin Davison got right up above the rim but couldn't get it to go. He comes out a little bit gingerly and looks over to the bench. West gets a give and go with Thompson. Back to Dempster. McNaught cops the foul. Carlin Davison certainly not moving well as he limps off to the bench.
It was just after that offensive rebound, he came down and
may have jarred something.
He tweaked he's grabbing his calf muscle, like he maybe just had a little bit of a. You see Alex McNaught here, Davison just picking up a little body foul there. He's definitely looking a little bit ginger on the bench.
51-48. The Airs lead the Giants. West trying to shrug off the defense. Tyler Marsh back into the game. 4 on the shot clock. Puts up a 3-ball from the wing. Tyler Marsh tickled to twine.
And he is playing with some confidence right now, young Tyler Marsh.
Now he has to guard Richie Roger. Down low they go to Wynyard. Young Jordan Schwager on him, and Ty Wynyard
just went to beast mode.
Well, he is so quick for a man of his size. Baseline spin is something to behold. West back to Marsh. Marsh thought about another 3, instead fires it over to Dempster. 5 on the shot clock. West to the hoop. Can't get the finish. Foul. Giants ball. As Jordan Schwager is on the deck.
Yeah, I just think it may have been Hilliard that was over the back on Schwager as he was trying.
Sean Willett called for the foul.
Was it Willett? Yeah, there was
his 3rd foul.
Someone down low just as Schwager was trying to get the offensive rebound. And Tyler Marsh just passed up that open look after he just knocked one down. Like, come on, young fella, you got to shoot there.
Well, we often talk about Tyler Marsh, Phil and I, because we play with him on a Tuesday night, just in local club ball, of course, a vastly different standard. But he is a dead-eye on a Tuesday night and on the practice court. We've seen a glimpse of it tonight.
Giants ball baseline.
Here's Morning. Going to go to work on Wynyard. Leaves the ball behind, but recovers it. And turnaround jumper doesn't go. Oh, Willett does very well to keep that Airs ball. And it's Douglas who's away at the races, driving, not finishing, hitting the deck hard. Long rebound to Hilliard though. Morning with a good hand. And the scrappiness returns in this game as Hilliard puts up a contested shot. West eventually comes down with his hands everywhere.
Looks like it falls like a bar of soap at the moment. Oh, I can get their hands on it.
Under 2 minutes to go in this 3rd quarter. Sam Thompson not showing any ill effects of his ankle tweak on Thursday night at training. So Scott Telfer will check back into the game for Anthony Hilliard.
And Scott Telfer coming on.
There's a few hands on knees at the moment. The pace has definitely picked up a lot.
Yes, we've got to do it all over again in under 24 hours in the capital city tomorrow against the Saints side, fighting for their season. Douglas, his 3-ball doesn't drop. Morning does well and draws the foul from Wynyard on the rebound. Second foul on Big Ty. What an opportunity for Ty Wynyard in 2022, Phil, as I just see Pero Cameron jump off the bench to have a word, to learn from Pero Cameron at his point in his career. For Ty is a special opportunity for the young man.
It sure is. With that connection also to the Tall Blacks, having him involved in that scene as well.
West trying to find a hole to put a pass through. Instead, he puts a shot up and down it goes. Jared West ties this ball game up, 53 apiece, under a minute to go in the third quarter.
I just can't emphasise enough how important it is to really get 2 feet in the paint, put pressure on the defence. It creates opportunities on offence all the time.
Wynyard, the running hook is pretty, and down it goes. West feeling it. That 3 is off. Douglas with the board. Tyler Marsh doing well just to slow down Javonte Douglas. So the Airs into their half-court offence. 8-second differential between shot clock and game clock. Here's Sean Willett. Driving, trying to find a pass, eventually finds one. Douglas stops on a dime. And who's going to come down with a rebound? Sam Dempsey, Jared West fighting for it. 3-quarter shot, Tyler Marsh puts it up. And it doesn't go. Well, a much better quarter, second half of that quarter from the Giants. But it's the Airs who still hold the slenderest of leads, 55-53. Fourth quarter to come after the break here on Sky Sport.
Give us a round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, one shot only from halfway. Make this in. $2,000 cash is yours. Which way would you like to go? You favour this end? Yeah, you can run up as long as you don't come over the line. Absolutely, 100%. Question is, do you want to hold on noise or would you like it dead quiet? Noise. Okay, make some noise. Right shot. 2 down the floor. 2 red, and it's through. Shane, here it is. Oh, and just short, ladies and gentlemen. Tell you what, mate, we've got a free slice of the Sal's pizza for you anyway. Thanks to our friends at Sal's. Thanks to Mike Pero. That means next week, $2,500 is up for grabs in the half-court shops. It could be you. So close, just a little short. $55-53, 10 minutes of basketball to come. And of course, another 2 games to come from Mike Pero and Nelson Giants. Like I say, we'd love to see you here next Saturday night. We'd love to pack the hanger, and it looks like it is going to be.
Well, plenty to talk about for the Mike Pero and Nelson Giants. They trail by 2 here with a quarter to go. Top right of your screen, you might see, just tapping away on his phone, Finn Delaney. Fresh off returning to Tall Blacks duty on Thursday night. Congratulations to the Tall Blacks for the win over the Philippines in the World Cup qualifiers. And back to support his hometown Giants, who have a little bit of work to do in this fourth quarter against an Air side who've come to play, Phil Jones.
They certainly have. They've come out in the second half. They've really upped the ante on their defensive end and made it really tough for the Giants. The Giants managed to weather that storm a bit and got going a bit in the second part of that third quarter. All set for a barn burner in this last quarter, I think, Hugh.
They certainly are, and it's Anthony Hilliard who will bring the ball up for the Airs to get us underway. Here's Richie Roger. They go in low to Wynyard, struggles to get his hands on the ball, but eventually does. Those big paws of his, there's that spin move. Everything but the finish. And Dempster comes down with the board.
You talk about pace of the big guy. That was a strong move to the basket.
Tyler Marsh rewarded with extra minutes after a strong showing so far. And Sam Thompson looks for a bit of space. Contested baseline jumper. Rebounded by Wynyard. Here's Douglas. Hilliard wide open for three from the wing.
You can't leave him open like that.
Ominous signs early in the fourth, if you're a Giants fan, but Anthony Hilliard getting going. West dropping in. Great pass, and this time no mistake from Trey Morning on the dunk.
Yeah, good patience by West there, just finding Trey Morning.
Morning has 11 points to go with his 7 rebounds. As Scott Telfer fires up a 3 ball. That goes down. Back-to-back threes for the Taranaki Airs. And a 6-point lead. West. Hands everywhere. And he can't get it to go or get the rebound as Telfer comes down with it. Out of bounds though. The pressure from Tyler Marsh. So Giants ball.
Tyler Marsh just doing a good job there of pressuring Telfer right on the baseline, forcing him into the turnover. Tough shot by Jared West. Yeah, he's got a lot. He's got 3 or 4 players around him, and he's generally pretty good at sharing the ball.
Dempster, a nice pass, and then a great pass from West as well. So 2 nice dimes from Dempster and West, and it's Thompson who'll go the Racine foul line.
Sam Thompson trying to punch that on Javonte Douglas's head.
We talked a little bit about Para Cameron tonight, Phil, and just feel for some of the referees. So he was having a word with one of them about a call that he disagreed with. And, I'm not for a minute insinuating that Pero would inappropriately assert any power he holds, but he certainly does hold some mana on most people in New Zealand basketball.
He's a man of reasonable stature. He's quite a big fella when he stands next to you.
Callum Welch dealt with it perfectly, the referee. Thompson makes them both, 61-57. Just over 8 minutes to go, and this has been a thrilling encounter. Set for a tight finish as Richie Roger looks to bank it high off the glass. Morning with the board.
Tyler Marsh, good defense here, just showing arms.
Morning for 3. Hit a big one against the Tuatara in the dying moments last Friday night. That one doesn't drop. And Douglas looking downhill. Dempster as well, just taps it out of bounds. Airs ball. Roger. Hilliard trying to get open and does. Thompson does well to stay with him. Pokes it out of bounds. Sean Willett checks back into the game for Richie Roger. So a full complement of imports out there for both teams now.
Trent Adams just comes almost all the way over to the Giant side of the halfway.
Sent back by referee Welch, and we're back underway as Douglas sizes up Sam Dempster. Step back 3 over the Giants captain, too strong. Morning with the rebound, his 9th. 1 away from a double-double is Trey Morning. Marsh around the Morning screen. Oh, that pass just wayward. It's going to result in a turnover for the Giants. Bit of pressure from Scott Telfer on the defensive end. It's forcing the mistake.
Yeah, and I don't mind that from Tyler Marsh. I think he's going to make a few mistakes. Just being a guy that doesn't get a lot of minutes on the court.
Jones for 3. Doesn't go. Willett, big rebound and finish.
Bouncy. Willett is bouncy.
Like a pogo stick down there. Bounce pass from Dempster to Thompson. Jones comes with the help. Thompson finishes through the contact. Dempster, a flop warning given to the Giants captain. Willett, Marsh with the foul. So Sean Willett will head to the Rosine foul line to shoot. A little funny moment there between referee and coach after Sam Denson was given a flop warning. I just looked at Mike Fitchett and heard him say, Sean says, Sam Dempster doesn't flop. I wish he would, but he doesn't. I think he may have been guilty of one there. Sean Willett makes it a 5-point game. Just a hint of nervousness around this crowd, Phil. They've become accustomed to seeing their beloved team get wins in 2022.
They have. One of the things to recognise is they've had more wins on the road than they have at home this season.
Losses to the Tuatara and the Bulls here at the Trafalgar Centre. Two teams they beat on the road as Jared West fires from way downtown. Douglas goes up high for the rebound. Willett driving. Morning with a block, and that will be Giants ball.
It's a lolly scramble out there at the moment.
It really is.
It's bouncing around.
Every rebound is like a full-on AFL contest. Ball just gets mopped up for safety reasons.
A little over 6 minutes to go on a 6-point ball game.
You look at these teams, Phil, who are currently around that 5, 6, 7, 8 mark. Of course, the top 6 go to the playoffs in 2022. Several teams there capable of going to the finals and winning 3 straight games. This team, the Airs, the Wellington Saints, of course, the Franklin Bulls. With the addition of Corey Webster, Hilliard looks to drop it off and does so to Ty Wynyard. And it just drops in. The basket counts. Foul and to the line. So Ty Wynyard with a chance of the 3-point play.
Yeah, and I have to agree that any of the top 6 teams that make it into that final spot, that anyone's got an opportunity to win it. You know, and obviously the Saints are, making their plans to try and crack it into that top 6, and if they do, they're going to be a real threat if they manage to make it into that position. And tomorrow's game between them and the Airs is going to be a real, probably set a real tone for the remainder of the season for them.
Troy McLean at the helm now. Nice pass from West. Morning gets Wynyard in the air, and then we'll go to the line to shoot 2. Well, we saw the Giants come back from a sharp deficit last week or 2 weeks ago, Phil, against the Saints in this very building, led by Dempster and West at the end.
Yeah, that was a heck of a finish to the game. But you don't want to be putting yourself in that position too many times, because more often than not, you'll find that you'll come up a little bit short.
Makes them both as Trey Morning. So McNaughton and West both on 3 fouls, 5:30 to go. Here's Willett. McNaughton trying to stay in front of the muscle-bound Willett. Davison driving baseline. Hilliard, that's a contested shot. Price check off the side of the backboard.
Well, that was amazing defense by Jarrett West. He just didn't leave Hilliard the whole time.
The lane just opening up there for West. Wynyard does well. Well, that pass away with one. Who's going to come away with that? Sean Willett is driving baseline. And they'll go to the line to shoot 2. Who's that foul called on?
I think that may be on Alex McNaught.
Number 4 for Alex McNaught. It's Trent Adam heaps praise on Ty Wynyard for his defensive effort.
Yeah, just jumping into Alex McNaught and creating some contact, and McNaught picking up a foul.
makes the first. This to make it a 9-point game with under 5 minutes to go. Off the back iron, he comes away with a good pour from Ty Wynyard. Hilliard through traffic, the finish off the glass.
And doubled up on that last free throw. As you get the offensive board and knocking down a 2.
So the Giants in a 10-point hole at home. 4:40 to go. Trey Morning striding down the lane, taking the contact, not finishing. Wynyard doing well. Here's Carlin Davison. And a timeout from the Nelson Giants as the Ayers bench are on their feet. A great few minutes for the Taranaki Ayers.
And it's all starting from their defensive end. They're just forcing the Giants into tough shots and then not allowing any offensive rebounds for the Giants, and then they're off to the races. And they're just taking off and putting Giants under defensive pressure by pushing the ball in offense.
The mainland Korkai taking on Northern Kahu.
I think right now for the Giants it's going to be real focus on defense, making sure that they lock into their players, not letting Hilliard get off, and then offensively just attack. There's no time to waste.
QR code in your program. And they are already selling very fast, and of course tickets are available.
The next time the Giants are in this building, it'll be a double-header. The mainland Poakai taking on the Northern Kahu. And GJ Gardner-Holmes, Tauihi Basketball Aotearoa. Before the Giants take on the Sharks. Should be a great occasion here in Nelson. And we have a similar double-header happening tomorrow down in Dunedin. High-quality basketball everywhere over until the end of August. From now until the end of August, live on Sky Sport. And here comes Jared West. What have the Giants drawn up out of that timeout? They're in a 12-point hole. Trying to regain top spot on the ladder. Thompson spinning, turning. Oh, Anthony Hilliard doing a great job on Sam Dempster, who has to shoot a contested one, and Willett comes down with a rebound.
That's what I was talking about earlier, just forcing the Giants into tough shots.
Richie Roger getting ready to check back in as Sean Willett looks to go to work on Alex McNaught, who's on 4 fouls. Douglas took some contact from behind. Either way, Giants possession. Down low to Morning. Douglas down there, foul and 1. And Trey Morning will go to the line.
Good patience by Jared West there. Might get a catch, a replay of this one. See Jared West just chucking it down to Trey Morning. Little up fake, gets Douglas in the air, and then and 1 goes to the free throw Rosine line for a bonus 3-point play.
4 fouls on Javonte Douglas, who has to hit the bench. Morning with a chance to bring this deficit back to single digits, and he can't. Here comes Sean Willett. West and McNaught both taking swipes. Dempster eventually coming away with it. 3-on-2, Sam Thompson with a nice floated finish. And just a glimmer of hope there for the Giants.
Well, this is where they need to make their stand with 3 minutes to go.
Wynyard back to Hilliard. Drops it down low. Good hand from Sam Dempster, but it will be Ayers' ball.
That was an incredible pass by Hilliard. Great hands by Ty Wynyard. Sam Dempster just equal to the task.
And a timeout called by Trent Adam. Potentially just noticing a bit of a momentum shift and looking to nip any potential shift in the bud.
Yeah, and I think good timeout by Coach Adam there. So the Giants definitely had a little swing of momentum. Draw up a good play here, and we might see Javonte Douglas sitting back on the team bench there, looking like he might be checking back into the game. 2 minutes 50 to go. It's not a lot of time left. I'm sure that he'll be able to keep himself out of foul trouble and stay in the game and still have a big impact on the game offensively and both defensively.
Hilliard has 16 points. Sam Thompson leading the way for all scorers with 21. The field goal percentage after a steady start from the Giants has really dropped down, shooting just 35% from the field are the Giants, 43 are the Airs.
Yeah, credit to the Airs defense. The defense has just been outstanding.
51 rebounds to 37 in favor of the Airs as well.
Yeah, and that's a sign of the defense and the Giants having to, force up a few tough shots, and the Airs just not allowing any second opportunities.
Wynyard looking to hand it off to Hilliard. Has to shoot over Morning. Who's going to come down that one? That's a real AFL battle. It's Morning who does. McNaught has got Thompson to his left. He goes on his own up with the left hand. Oh, and Sean Willett went up and got that rebound.
It's just...
He was waiting for it when it came off the rim sideways. Oh, West almost having a chance to pick the pocket. The Airs happy to lose a little bit of the shot clock. Morning does well, and that is going to be Javonte Douglas's night done.
Proved me wrong after saying that he'll be able to stay in for the remainder of the game.
It was an unfortunate one as he just went up for the rebound and put a sort of forearm in young Alex McNaught's face. So the floor just getting a mop. Michael Fitchett just seeing the status of the game in terms of fouls, and Douglas's night is done. 7 points, 14 rebounds, 4 assists, 5 personal fouls for Javonte Douglas.
And we see now that the Airs are in the bonus, so every time they foul, the Giants will be off to the Resene foul line, which could play a reasonably pivotal part in the game.
2 minutes and 10 seconds to go. The Airs lead by 8 over the Nelson Giants. In downtown Nelson, Sam Dempster. This will be big if it goes. Off the back iron, rebounded by Willett. Hilliard away to the races, comes away with it. What a pass from Sean Willett.
Touchdown pass. As he shows the binoculars after.
West back to Morning. His three, also too strong. But Dempster gets the offensive board. A lot of Airs there, and then Willett takes it away. Sean Willett has played a monumental role off the bench for currently 12 and 10 double-double. Looking to add to the points part of it and go the line to shoot 2 with a chance to do just that.
Trent Adams just screaming for his team to space out and allow Willett to go one-on-one with Sam Dempster.
It's another floor clean here. Referee Corey Hogg mucking in with the work. Sean Willett will resume from the Resene free throw line. And that's to add to a 10-point lead.
He does that.
And if the Airs come away with the win tonight, Phil, which is increasingly looking like they will, they'll go to Wellington buoyant.
Yeah, I've been very impressed with the Airs tonight. They're a solid team. They're big, they're athletic, they're well coached. I think they came in with a really strong game plan today and tonight, and they've made it really difficult for the Giants to get through their sets. And Yeah, I think they're looking like they're going to come away with a win. It's really going to set them up for tomorrow night's match with the Saints.
Such as the league in 2022 and how close it is. If the Airs go 2-0 this weekend, which will be a monumental effort in Nelson and in Wellington, they'll be 7-5. And the Giants will be 8-4. That's how close it is. The Giants were top of the ladder just a day ago.
Yeah, it
could
move them all the way up to 3rd place, almost.
Could do, depending on other results. The Nuggets in action tomorrow. The Rams in action after this one, on the road at the Stockyard in Franklin. Coming up live after this on Sky Sport and Prime. Auckland Tuatara looking to do the Deep South double in Dunedin tomorrow. And the Saints meeting the Airs. Well, it's a quiet atmosphere here at the Trafalgar Centre with just under 90 seconds to go. They look for Morning. Thompson, 3. Doesn't go. Rebounded. Richie Roger comes down with it. And here's Sean Willett. Well, that pass was a bad one from Anthony Hilliard. Right at the feet of Ty Wynyard. Alex McNaught. Doesn't go.
The Giants have had a few good looks in the last 3 or 4 possessions. Just can't knock them down.
So full court pressure from the Giants. Time and hope running out in this one. Good hand from McNaught. 3 Giants in the wide open corner. It's going to be Sam Thompson who finishes it off.
Brings it back to 10 points, 53 seconds.
Under a minute to go, 10-point lead. And we have a foul. Thompson called for the foul on Willett. And there's just taking a moment to look around and say, guys, time is very much on her side here. Let's not rush anything.
Yeah, it's a pretty big gap to bridge now for the Giants, I think.
So Willett makes the first.
Sean Willett makes both.
West, deep 3, goes. And here come the Airs, breaking the trap nicely. Willett handing it off to Jones. Well, they've had an answer for everything tonight, have the Taranaki Airs, and they're fully deserving of their win. As the threes are getting deeper and deeper from Jared West. That it goes, providing a bit of late game entertainment.
Touched every part of the rim.
Well, they know points difference is crucial. Both these teams do, which is why there's still starters out there and why the shots are still going up. As Willett banks one in.
Which is quite different to previous seasons where teams would have stopped playing by now.
Yeah, the head-to-head is going to be so crucial in the rundown to the final 6. Which means we see intensity to the end of every game. So is Hilliard going to have the last say in this one? He is fouled. Shooting a 3. Alex McNaught fouls out with 1.2 seconds to go.
Coach Fitchett screaming at Alex, no foul, no foul, no foul.
Just a reminder,
almost like it potentially put it
into his mind,
into the ref's mind. Hilliard did a good job of creating contact and jumping back into McNaught, which you know, Alex tried to get away from the contact. It just still there was still contact.
This is my first time seeing the Airs in the flesh since round one, Phil. Of course, I've seen them on Sky Sport, but this is a very different Airs team to the one that began the season, of course, with late cavalry arriving and performing and turning the Airs into genuine title contenders, I think, along with 4 or 5 other teams, of course, maybe even more. And that'll do it. A 10-point win for the Taranaki Airs to begin their road trip this weekend. 85-75, they've beaten the Nelson Giants here at the Trafalgar Centre. Off the back of a great performance from Sean Willett. 18 points, 10 rebounds, 5 assists. Marcel Jones had 9 points. Anthony Hilliard. Was his usual self, well not quite I should say, in a low scoring affair. And of course it is the Taranaki Airs who come away with the Brian Rampton Trophy. First let's hear from Sean Willett, who's with Phil.
Hey Sean, great win for you guys tonight. Obviously the first game of a double-header with Saints tomorrow night. What was said in the locker room at half-time for you guys to come out and play the way you did?
A lot of credit to the Giants, man. They got us out of our game early. So basically in the halftime we just try to regroup ourselves, just try to play our game basically.
And you haven't been in New Zealand long. How are you finding things down here in the league?
Hey, I like New Zealand a lot, man. I like the atmosphere, the fans. I like the environment. It's a great place, man. Great place. There's a lot of great energy here, and I love it here, man.
Hey, all the best for tomorrow night. Good luck.
You,
cheers.
Oh, thank you.
Well done.
Thanks, Phil. Thanks, Sean. What a performance from the Airs, led by their imports in this one. 85-75 the win. Stick with us on Sky Sport or head over to Prime if so inclined, because the Franklin Bulls are getting ready to take on the Canterbury Rams. That one coming live from 7:30. As the Giants farewell their fans, and the Brian Rampton Trophy is handed over to captain of the Airs, Richie Roger, by Sam Dempster. And the Giants will be desperate to get that back another time. Richie Roger proudly with a bit of silverware mid-season. Up in Taranaki they certainly will. But for now it's for the Airs to celebrate, and rightly so. 85-75 they've won. Stick with us, 10 minutes time, live from the Stockyard. The Bulls taking on the Rams. We'll see you there.
How long are you here for? Okay. Oh, is it? And have you enjoyed the country? Yeah. And have you enjoyed doing the role here? Yeah. He's very, very good. Okay, yeah. And are you practicing doing stuff that you'll get to do back home? Yeah. You're just trying to get... Oh, yeah. Is that on your foot? Yeah. Yeah, so you're trying to do the things